What's up, sports fans? What's up, sports fans? Welcome to another episode of Sports Jab with J&J. I'm Jama.
I'm Jonathan. I'd like to thank you for spending more time with us today as we discuss some of the topics in the sports world. Today, we will talk about the NFL. Got big news with the schedule, the Rams, and Johnny Manziel's continuing to be an idiot. But before we get to that, we're going to continue our discussion with each division in baseball. This week, doing the AL East. Getting down to the last two divisions here. AL East last year, Blue Jays won it with the Yankees taking the wild card, the Orioles and Rays, and then Red Sox rounding out that division. This year, it's going to be a little bit tougher. I see the Red Sox coming close, but still falling short to the Jays. I'm going out on a limb and picking the Blue Jays to win the division. Why? I don't know. Just a gut feeling I have.
I picked the Red Sox. Sorry, Stephen Amell. I know you're a Blue Jays fan, and I watch your show, The Air, which is great, by the way, but going with the Red Sox. Sorry. That's how it is.
Got the Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles, and Rays. Now, granted, though the Orioles start, they started 8-2. You think that they might, finish? I think they should more of a fluke than anything, but.
So you're not going with any of the birds in that one, huh? Except for the Blue Jays. We have Blue Jays in Minot, by the way. They're in my yard.
We do. But going with the Blue Jays baseball team.
Red Sox.
To win the division.
Red Sox.
Red Sox did steal David Price away from the Blue Jays. But I think the Blue Jays have just too much offense.
I mean, they still might. I'm just trying to make some bold predictions here, something that no one's going to expect. That way, if I'm right, everybody's like, oh, that guy was right.
No, that guy got lucky at his pick.
Yep, just like you jinxed the Tar Heels. Not letting that go.
We wouldn't expect anything else.
Not letting that one go.
But no, Yankees, they did make some improvements, but I think that they'll slip to third. I think the Red Sox gained too much. They have a lot of young talent that's going to be a little bit better this year. Blue Jays, though, with Bautista, Tulowitzki, Encarnacion.
They do have some bats.
They got
some hitters.
They can just get a little bit of pitching. They don't need much. Just a little bit of pitching. I think that they'll take that division.
They have the slugfest. They have the sluggers.
It'll be close, but I think that the Blue Jays will sneak it out with the win. Red Sox.
It's going to be a close race towards October. Then who wins the division?
Yep. Yeah, I think it'll come down to the wire. I don't think any team's just going to run away with the division. Don't see that happening. None of the teams are that much better than the other. I think the Rays will, finish last because I just don't think they have much on the team at all.
Sad deal.
Yeah, Rays. I mean, they had their couple of moments where they were good, but for the most part, they've unfortunately always been kind of bottom dwellers and haven't done a whole lot.
Well, they're bottom dwellers just like the real Rays in the sea. They're sand animals,
I don't know if that's true.
It's true. I watch it on the.
I'm going to take your word on that. I am
okay.
Not. Don't know that much about actual stingrays, so
that's okay. I watch a lot of Discovery Channel. It's like Pilates.
I don't get what that means, but we're going to move on from there then. So, addressing one of the comments we had on our Facebook page about questions we have, Brandon, thank you very much for the comment. Wanting to know, is it destined NBA playoffs for it to be the Cavs and Warriors in the finals, and do the Cavs stand a chance?
I'm going to say to Brandon Leonard's answer or question, I'm going to say it looks good that it could be Cavs and Warriors again if both teams win, both teams can stay healthy, and the Spurs don't knock off Golden State or something crazy happens to Cleveland. But as far as the Cavs standing the chance, they do have LeBron James, who in my opinion is the best player in the NBA right now, even though he's overshadowed by Stephen Curry making a whole lot of threes. LeBron is probably the best complete player in the postseason, because he can get you in not just points. The points are off. He can do rebounds, assists, steals, defense. I would say if the Cavs are healthy, people are going to call me stupid at this, but I would say it would go in 7 games.
Well, I think, yeah, it's probably destined to be the Cavs and the Warriors. Like I said, the only doubt I have there is, can San Antonio kind of shock the world and, upset the Warriors, which I don't see happening. But if any team is going to do it, it's going to be the Spurs.
Definitely.
And if the Warriors lose, their best record in the postseason or in the regular season means absolutely nothing. You can't finish it off. That record doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, you can't finish in the playoffs. Nothing matters. It's 0-0 when you get to the postseason, and I just don't know. I mean, I'd love to see the Warriors lose to see what type of shockwaves that'll send throughout the whole world, because it seems like everybody, when you turn the streets or turn in the grocery store, they're all sporting Stephen Curry jerseys or something, Warriors, or even on ESPN or something. So
I get it. They do have the best. They had the best record ever in the regular season. There's gonna be a lot of those bandwagon fans. I mean,
oh yeah,
Steph Curry is a easy athlete to root for. I mean,
he doesn't have a lot of athletic abilities. Just kind of a
well, that's what makes him so. That's what makes people be able to root for him, is they can relate more to him. He's not this huge guy that people can't aspire to be. I mean,
he's just this stud that can knock down threes like nobody's
yeah, he's
business.
a regular looking guy, so people can relate more to him, so they will root for him more than others, which I get. I mean, I understand.
I totally can understand it.
Yes, I understand why people want to root for him, but I think ultimately it's going to be the Cavs and the Warriors, and the Cavs stay healthy. I still think the Warriors are going to pull it out, and I'm going to go it in 6.
Wow, 6.
Yes, I don't think it gets to 7. I think the Warriors finish it off in 6.
I mean, the reason I'm saying 7 is because Kyrie Irving got hurt last year. That was about, I think like the first game of that series last year, first or second game or something, and he was really playing well, and then he went down with that injury, and then it basically last year turned into LeBron leading a bunch of, kind of second, like, subpar play, not subpar, I guess, but kind of role players, and they elevated their games. But I would say, yeah, I mean, if they can stay healthy, I would say maybe 6, but I would say 7, just because the starters might be hungry to kind of show that they can beat Golden State, maybe. So
just the Cavs. I mean, they're a good team. They'll beat anyone in the East. They just don't seem to mesh together well enough to be able to take down.
That's the thing too.
The Warriors. Postseason. Yeah, and can Kevin Love find his role in there? So yeah, so many. Cavs have a lot of things to work out between now and the finals. I think they'll get there, but they do have some things to work out in order to be able to upset the Warriors. But yeah, Warriors. I'm going to call them 6. You got them in 7.
Just putting 7 because it'd be just interesting and be the way you'd want a finals game to go for the championship in 7 games.
We'll see what happens in 2 months when the NBA playoffs finally get to the finals.
Yeah, month of my birthday, June. Old.
All right, so we got our picks there. Next up, the NFL schedule is released, and there are some surprising things in there. One, easiest schedule, Packers. Hardest schedule, Niners and the Falcons. So, and the 49ers and the Falcons aren't really seen to be that very good at teams, and they got the toughest schedule. Of course, he's a Niners fan. So, your thoughts?
Oh, going to me? Sorry.
I know nobody cares about the Niners, but let's talk about them here for a little bit.
You apologize right now. You look in that camera and say, I'm sorry. Right now, Carl.
Not going to happen.
Never. So, my comments on the Niners, if you're real 49ers fans, it's nothing new, because once the Harbaugh era came, we were, I don't know, we had like the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 7th or number
8th,
1
10th,
toughest.
11th, 12th, 32nd, it's going in the line.
I mean, it's nothing new to me, I guess, that we have the toughest schedule, because that's the Niner way, I guess. It wouldn't be anything less if we didn't have the toughest schedule. Not like the Pillsbury Doughboys in Wisconsin, where they just bake their Hostess ho-hos or their chicken patties like, oh yeah, Aaron, looks like we have the Jacksonville Jaguars for the first game. Oh, that's an automatic W. Yep. We're gonna keep packing cheese trays.
Okay, well, one, the Packers have no control over who they play. That's the NFL.
I know they don't, but I'm just saying. You said the Niners aren't good, but they don't have control that they have the hardest schedule. That's not.
But
their
they
fault.
do have control of how good their team is.
Well, I mean, there has been some issues that have flied open. We have Colin Kaepernick. Yes, I called him Kaepernick because I don't want him on the team anymore.
And they have Chip Kelly as their coach, who works so well in Philadelphia.
If Chip Kelly can get the right players in his offensive scheme, they can go places.
Yes, just ask Philadelphia that. How well did that work for them?
Didn't do anything. They did DeMarco Murray.
And who brought him there?
Yeah, well,
Chip Kelly. Oh my God, he's a great offensive-minded coach. He's going to get the best players.
If he can get the right offensive players, he can excel. The mistake he made last year
was trusting his instinct, getting his offensive players.
He wanted the keys to the whole team.
Yeah,
he said in San Francisco he doesn't want those duties. So Jed York and Trent Baalke are going to take it over. I'm just saying, if the Niners can draft well, if they can mesh well with Chip Kelly, they can surprise some people.
If Chip Kelly can get his own offensive players to go with his own offense, how is he going to rely on someone else to get or offensive players for his own offense?
No, I'm saying he said he didn't want the keys, like he didn't want the say in what players they
last year he couldn't get his own players to work with his own offense. How does he expect someone else to get players for his offense if he can't do it himself?
Well, you leave it up to the guys that get paid the big bucks to do it, the GM and the general manager.
He got paid the big bucks to do it, and it got him fired.
But
this 49ers.
This is ambush journalism. This is ambush journalism.
I know the truth hurts.
Why don't we just go back to the Packers, who have the easiest cupcake schedule ever? Every time I watch their games, you have a little OJs, and I'll drink some Booty O's from the New Day or something.
I don't get what any of that means.
I know you don't. You don't keep up with TV like I do. It's
the
okay.
Packers, yes, they have the easiest schedule. Do they have any control over that? No. They just have to go and play their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
play their game.
I know they don't. But they have a cupcake schedule. I'm just saying, how's that going to do them in the playoffs? Everybody said last year, the Carolina Panthers, they're just a soft team with a deflated schedule. Because they had the easiest last year.
And they
did pretty good. They got to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, and there's always that health thing. There's going to be some upsets.
I don't think you're making the point you think you're making.
I'm making the point I'm making. Stop it! Stop insulting my intelligence.
The easiest team with the easiest schedule got to the Super Bowl. How bad are the Packers going to be? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm just saying the Packers, they could go to the Super Bowl because their schedule deflated, but teams run into that issue. It's not all the time, but it's sometimes. They have an easy schedule, so they're not battle-tested against those tough teams in the playoffs and then get knocked off in the first or second round. We've seen it before in the league.
I have a feeling we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, we have in episode 3.
Moving on from that, because we all know my views, Packers,
Yeah, because the Niners, Chip Kelly, he eats too many Wheaties, and his offense won't work with cupcakes, so whatever. Next topic.
Don't know what that means. But continuing on the NFL schedule, one of the surprises is the Colts don't get a bye week after their trip to London.
That's really
That
rough.
seems a little weird. Every other time there's been a game in London, they got a bye week. Colts, NFL said no.
They could have asked for it. Pagano could have said, we don't want a bye week after London.
That would make no sense.
It doesn't, but I'm just saying.
It's like, hey, let's have a horribly jet-lagged team go out there and get their butts kicked. Yay!
Are they on the road in that game? Or is it after London, or is it in Indy?
I think it's in Indy, but still.
They still got to travel all that. And then if it's probably going to be a short week possibly or something.
Well, it's going to be short just time to get back from London. It's going to be a little bit of a rough go. But
I don't really care how the Colts do because Frank Gore, the slime bucket, he left the Niners. So
you can't really call him a slime bucket when the Niners didn't want to re-sign him.
What?
Yeah, Niners went with Carlos Hyde.
Well, I'm saying Hyde's probably the future if he can stay healthy this year. Gore, it was no secret Gore did not have a Frank Gore type of year last year for the Colts. Nobody will deny that.
He fumbled a few times. Seems about right.
And he didn't have a Frank Gore type of stats because he did not have a running style offense. Andrew Luck, what's that?
Well, Andrew Luck wasn't there for most of the year last year.
But I'm just saying, you take a running back from a run first offense to a pass first offense.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
His numbers went way down.
Well, yeah, his second, running game was a second thought there. Plus, obviously last year with Andrew Luck not being there most of the time, no one respected the pass. So you just, load up on the box, stop the run, and like, hey, Matt Hasselbeck beat us, and didn't have to worry about it. They didn't beat him, so yeah. But another big topic this week that came out is the Rams. Wow. Trade and get the number 1 overall pick from the
Traded
Titans.
all of their cookies.
Yes, their first round pick, their 2 second round picks, a third round pick this year, and then a first and a third next year for the first round pick this year. And the consensus is they're going to go with one of the quarterbacks, Jared Goff or Carson Wentz. That is a lot to give up for the first pick. Did they give up too much? And who are they going to go with?
So, my 2 things I'll say with this is the Rams, their offense does need work. They need a quarterback. They have a good running back with Todd Gurley, who was a pretty studly rookie last year. Their defense is pretty stout. They have a pretty well defense. But that question mark has always been on the Rams. Can they get a quarterback? They haven't had a good quarterback, probably arguably since Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Sam Bradford, they thought he would be it, but he kept getting hurt.
He kept turning into the glass man off of Unbreakable.
And
Samuel Jackson. I don't know.
Nick Foles was just a huge bust last year. So, but do they go with Jared Goff or do they go with Carson Wentz?
Well, I found out from a source today when I was out at a restaurant that the Rams aren't too sure yet if they're going to draft Carson Wentz even. Something irritated me yesterday when I was looking at the NFL Network. Some of the analysts kept saying, do the Rams go with the proven quarterback ready for the NFL or go with this quarterback that's physically ready, but he doesn't have the big game experience?
Well, you can argue that actually Carson Wentz has more big game experience than Jared Goff because Jared Goff hasn't played in a championship game,
a national title game,
anything like that. Yeah, he played for the bigger schools. He played in the FBS, whereas Carson Wentz was in the FCS. But Carson Wentz played in a more pro style offense.
He did.
You can go under center, you can go shotgun. Where Jared Goff's in the more spread style that just doesn't isn't seen in the NFL. So my thought is, do the Rams want to go with Jared Goff, who, played against a bigger competition and is from California, or do they want to take their chance at Carson Wentz, who played a more pro-style offense, has, championship game, pedigree, go along with him. But he is from, Fargo. It's a smaller place. Going to L.A., new team to L.A. is going to be a lot of pressure.
Well,
based on any quarterback that goes there.
Whichever quarterback they get is going to have immense amount of pressure to a new franchise back home.
So, but can the player who played at a bigger school in Cal handle it better than Carson Wentz, who played at NDSU, who doesn't have as big of a market?
My thing with that is also people that probably forgot, Jeff Fisher's no stranger to drafting FCS quarterbacks. He drafted drafted some quarterback from Alcorn, that black guy, played for the Titans, Steve McNair, yeah. People said he wouldn't amount to much, but he turned out pretty well, I thought.
Not bad.
It wouldn't be a shocker, I guess. I hope that Wentz goes to somebody and not the Cleveland Browns, because they have a luxurious history of just punching their quarterbacks into the ground.
If the Rams don't take him, that's probably where he's going to go, is the Browns.
But there was some talk that the Browns might trade down now.
If they want to trade down, they did sign RG3, so maybe that's their quarterback of the future. He's still really young. Maybe they think they can salvage whatever, potential he had showed in, Washington before he got hurt and just, fell apart there.
They don't have that much in Cleveland. They had an awful free agency. They got rid of Travis Benjamin, their best wideout, and they got rid of some of their best They got rid of Joe Thomas, too. They're all pro tackle.
Well, they could always hope that Josh Gordon gets reinstated.
Yeah, good one. After failing yet another drug test.
Well, he's living with Johnny Manziel too, so that's a great combination.
2 thumbs up on that one.
Yes.
Can I throw a toe up? Thumb and a toe. Yeah.
Because Josh Gordon and Johnny Manziel, great combination.
Great roommates.
Let's help each other out by partying.
Just a great time. How many shots can you take? Do you a kamikaze? Just saying. That's probably the conversations they had.
Because that kind of leads into our final topic here of Johnny Manziel being a moron. Renting a house for 2 days and then being sued because it trashed it with mushrooms and coke being found there. I'm not really sure where to go with him. One, you can't get signed by anybody. Your agent drops you, Drew Rosenhaus, who's never dropped anyone before. You're the first. Congratulations. And then you're in this immense focus, and what do? You rent a house, have a huge party with drugs, and trash a place, and then get sued. And you lie about living with Von Miller, and you're actually living with Josh Gordon, who has had his own issues. So, Manziel, I don't even know where to go from there. It's just stupid.
I'm just starting out right now by saying that Manziel is absolute garbage. He should make a career in the Arena Football League. Maybe the Canadian, maybe the CFL will take him. Canadian football, he could go overseas for the UFL. Maybe rugby would take him. Maybe he could have a career in soccer.
He would get destroyed in rugby.
Well, I mean, we don't.
Just find any league that allows drinking and drugs, and you can go there. Or you can go to a professional drinking league. You would dominate.
He's probably a beast in beer pong. Hall of Famer.
Only Hall of Fame you'd probably be in.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to talk about this topic because one, I feel bad for the Browns fans that are listening to our show every week and they hear us continuously just bash their Browns. And
this has nothing to do with the Browns, though.
Well, no, but they drafted him, though, so Brown fans could take offense to it.
And they traded up to draft him.
Yeah,
yeah, that doesn't seem very smart now, does it?
I mean, that's
the kind of decisions that your team makes when your team is terrible.
That's why I do not want Carson Wentz to go to this team. I feel like they would destroy his career.
But maybe he's the quarterback to resurrect this, horrible franchise into.
We've been saying that. They've been saying that since Jim Brown played. That was before I was born. I was up in the stars somewhere.
Maybe he'll be the next Jim Brown.
So he'll be he'll play running back? Yes. Wow.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. It makes no sense.
I mean, it's a good throw with the ball.
Might as well. He might as well play quarterback and running back. It's probably meaning worse.
I mean, it's just sad. I mean, he's not a bad player. When he plays, the talent is, you can see the talent. When he's on the field and stuff, like not with the Browns, but I could say when he was with A&M, when he played for the Browns last year, he had a few good games when he was in, but I mean...
But a lot of his throws went to Benjamin, who isn't there anymore.
That's what I'm saying, too. That's why
yeah.
And Josh Gordon, his reinstatement got denied, so I mean...
yeah, because he tested positive again. Well, those parties with Johnny Manziel, you're probably going to do something that you regret later and get tested positive for it, so... yeah. Not a smart move on their part. It's wise up. You got an NFL career, to think about. But apparently you're not thinking about that, which is why you continue to do what you do. Maybe 5 years out of the NFL will help you out. Maybe another stint in rehab, because the first one didn't work, so let's try it again. Maybe this time you'll take it seriously.
Doubtful.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Tell us, what do you think of Johnny Manziel? I think everyone has the same opinion there. But, NFL schedule, do you have any surprises in there? Who do you think is going to win the AL East? What are your thoughts as far as the Cavs and the Warriors? Do you think it's going to be them? And do you think the Warriors are going to win? Love to hear from you. Comment below. Subscribe to our page. And also, we do have a Facebook page that came out. Look that up. Like that. Be able to follow us on there. Once again, love to hear from you. Sports Jabber with J&J. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jama. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
What was that?
I don't know, but the episode's gonna be fucking epic. Hi! Guess who?